Go there one day and people would accept me for who I was and who I am. You don't have to look like how everyone else looks.
And you are behind the scenes on my Maxim photo shoot.
I think that the Instinct fragrance represents a confidence, and it's an empowering scent for a woman to wear. It makes you feel sexy and it makes you feel comfortable. And you know, I think it reflects the definition of the word itself. There is, of course, something wild about it or uninhibited about it.
Based on some of the style icons of the 70s, like Marissa Berenson, Eva Getty, Diane von Furstenberg, fresh flowers in her hair, and it's just really beautiful.
The high point for me was seeing everyone's reaction to the album. This album has reached that this was a good call. I remember all the sit-downs in the conference room meetings when I'd get kind of called in front of a group of people who have known me and worked with me for years, who would sit down and say, "Are you?"
Yeah, we shot Kids in America February 2007, and it's all in one night at this crazy party. And I played Tori Frederking, and she is the dream girl for Topher Grace's character. Basically, I was in the middle of a scene, and in the scene, it's sort of this dance-off, and Topher's character in the film, he's doing this crazy 80s dancing, and the director's like, "All right, guys, ham it up, throw in some unscripted things."
Originals, what does that mean for Klaus and Caroline? It means Klaus has a lot to do in New Orleans with the baby on the way, and Caroline knows nothing of any of that. It definitely, the writers, I think, on purpose left it open-ended. You know, Klaus saying, you know, Tyler may be your first love, but I'll be your last. So there is always hope. But I think right now it's a very obvious separation between the characters to both carry out what they need to do for their own lives.
Just growing up in New York City and going to a Waldorf school, which is very creative, and, you know, making beeswax candles and knitting, you know, tea cozies and sweaters.
No estoy involucrada tanto en el arte, ni trato de dibujar y dibujo como niña de 6 años. Literal, así palitos, bracitos, cabecitas. No, les puedo decir un talento que sí tengo. Uno, aparte de los que ya.
I'm very shy. I was very shy when I first started working. I probably would say 2 words at a shoot. Go to places that it's very remote, very savage in a way, because I live this glamorous life here in New York, and there's something I crave about the rawness of places and just being nobody.
Én egy nagyon humoros családban is nőttem fel, úgyhogy a barátaimmal is nagyon sokat szoktam viccelődni, és pont ezért a munkákba is beviszem a humort, és én szerintem nem is tudnék komolyan dolgozni. Általában ezért húzódik el, ha elhúzódik a munka, mert mindig nevetnem kell.
En fait, je me rends pas très bien compte, parce que je crois que c'est quelque chose qui nous échappe. La médiatisation, enfin sa propre médiatisation. Parce que moi, je suis qui je suis, et voilà, ça c'est.
Situation, so we only broke for about 6 weeks, where normally when we have a hiatus it goes for 3 months. So I knew I had 5 weeks, so I kind of reached out to Kevin and said, "Hey, you know, if there's any roles going on stock, or I've got about a 5-week break at Christmas time." So
Actually focuses on the things that I care about is about so many eating purely, because those guys are no bueno for us or the earth. I feel like living in a state of fear makes no sense. X amount of days to live, I'm gonna not live them in fear. I need to be there. Like, she gets things done with more compassion than anyone I've ever met.